Hello everybody and welcome to Night-Snorkelling in Moray Firth. To be exact, in the bay right behind Pew with a View where we were staying. That's where it was easiest to get into the water later during the day or during the night. This is what it looks like from the outside, just a cone of light out in the dark ocean. And this is our view. It wasn't the best time to go snorkeling because the high tide was just coming in. It was a lot murkier than during the day, and it's really hard to coordinate what you're doing if one person is managing two different lights and I'm filming. But we still managed to get some really nice footage of the bladder wrack and all different sorts of underwater foliage on the rocks. And then we also found a small group of juvenile fish. And technically we did see a sea scorpion, but as I said, coordinating is very difficult, so I did not know where I was supposed to record. And even at night the pollack and cod were around in bigger groups further out in the open, but in the deeper waters the murkiness caused much more of a problem, and my camera isn't good in bad lighting anyway. So my advice, if you're trying to go night snorkeling, no matter where you're going, is to stay closer to shore or in shallower waters, because there, as you can see, the murkiness doesn't matter that much. The lights help much more with the camera, and the camera can actually focus depending on what camera you have, and you can still find some really cool stuff like this brown crab you're seeing. And that is also proof that there are brown crabs in Moray Firth. I just didn't manage to film any during the day. But we still managed to get some cool footage in deeper waters of this velvet swimming crab. You can tell why they're named swimming crabs. Their hind legs are very flat, and those they use to swim, although this one didn't. And here you can see us on the way back into the bay, and that is where we found the most stuff. First of all, this juvenile cod that was able to record pretty well. And just a few meters further, in just knee-deep water at this point, we found this big old shore crab that had lost both of its claws. And maybe you've already noticed the small fish just behind the crab, which took me quite a while to see, but that is a butterfish they already found during the day in Portsoy Pool, but this one I was able to record much better. And here it also happened the second time that I accidentally recorded a sea scorpion right there just behind the rock. I didn't see him, so I didn't actively record him, but you can see him pretty well. And while I'm just calmly floating around filming this butterfish, all of a sudden this big red shore crab runs up, attacking him and thus scaring him away. And here you can yet again see the exact scene I just showed you, but from the outside this is what it looked like. And that was all the good footage we managed to get, but still some really cool recordings. And next year we're going back to Scotland and we'll definitely be night snorkeling again. And now I know to keep closer to shore, and then we'll probably find even more cool stuff. And next week I'll post the video for the next region, which will be the Northwest Highlands. So until then.